This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. I do believe after this podcast, you're going to get some validation. Things that you may have wondered about, things that have questioned your sanity at some point. We're going to dig into signals and signs that you feel are coming from another realm, if you will. Maybe from spirit, maybe from somebody that's passed over to the other side, just signs from the universe. Are they real? What are you seeing? What are you feeling? And how can we even validate that? She harnesses the power of energy healing as well. She's also a licensed massage therapist at Innovaetas, and she's Kathryne McCracken, and she's back with us. How are you doing today?
Doing great, thank you. So last week we started talking about Reiki, and I'd been kind of waiting for a sign from Spirit to bring that up. And just the week before, I was going through some of our past conversations just to see what have we talked about, what do we want to talk about. And I noticed that on the Global Podcast Network, podcast number 1111 was me. And that was Spirit saying, all right, it's time to talk energy.
That's so cool. Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm. And so, and then our last conversation was podcast number 1234. And I always take that sequence when you're starting a new conversation or a new project. You start every journey with the first step. And when it's sequential like that, then it means that you're on the right path and it's going to be a smooth path. If it's like 1, 2, 4, 3, it's starting the right path, but it might have a couple bumps in it. But yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4 said to me, let's go ahead and keep talking about signs from the universe and how what I do is not some crazy superpower. Everybody has the ability to tune in and receive information from Spirit, and just ask for questions. Ask the questions, ask for confirmation. Am I on the right path? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Because I've been doing this for 18 years. I've been working with energy. I've been sensitive to energy all my life. And truly, if there was one gift that I could give to my friends, to my clients, it would be to find your path, find your place, find your path. Quit fighting it, because when you do, the anxiety, the depression are gone.
It's so true. And also in my journey, and I'm going to say it's this year has been an eye-opener for me in terms of being careful where I put my energy, protecting it. Call it the energy tank. You only got so much to give. And people may be taking your energy and you're not even truly realizing it, or you know where it's going, but you spread yourself thin. And that can come from different reasons. Maybe you're a people pleaser. Maybe, you have empathy. You want to help others, but you're giving or they're taking. So I feel we need to be careful with that. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. Yeah, I know everybody talks about energy vampires and narcissists, and they're always out there waiting to suck it out of you. So that's one of the glorious things about Reiki, is it just flows through you, and it kind of creates a barrier from people being able to, you can suck all the Reiki energy you want. You're not going to affect my energy, which is a wonderful thing. And then I teach my students how to create a Reiki box where you can actually create sacred space just around you, carry it with you wherever you go. So that if you're, somewhere, like one of my friends was talking about, she was at a restaurant and the people at the table next to her were so snarly that she just couldn't enjoy her meal. It was really unfortunate. I was headed back out to Oregon for vacation, and there was a weather delay coming out of Savannah. We had our layover. Of course, we made it to the gate and, just in time for them to close the door, which, oh, yay. So trek on over to customer service, and everybody's snarling on their way over there. And I'm like, where am I going to go? Y'all go ahead. Obviously, you're in a bigger hurry than I am, even though you're not getting anywhere any faster than I am. So everybody goes ahead, and there's this guy in front of me, and he is pounding on the counter, and he is yelling at the women at the counter. And I just kind of stepped away from him, and the ladies at the end of the counter saw me. And so I was really putting up an energy barrier because I didn't need that crap in my life. And
Mm.
so, and once he was done and he huffed off, and then I looked at the ladies and I said, "Hey, listen, so I understand from that fine gentleman who just left that you can control the weather." And they just started laughing and said, "Oh, of course we can." I said, "Good, then I got a lottery ticket I want to talk to you about." And so that's your choice of energy is do you want to be a grumpy ass or do you want to like help people? Because when I said that and they started to laugh, the stress melted away like water and all of their shoulders just dropped and they just started to relax and enjoy the energy because boy, what a rough job working at a customer service at an airport like that.
Uh, oh, tempers run high. People are short windows to get from this plane to that plane. There's so much riding on that, be it, seeing family, events, business, and all of that.
Yeah.
I could never do that. It takes
Yeah.
certain people for that. Yeah. It's like, I would think every other person is could be a challenge just because of tempers and emotions. So seeing signs, you even just gave examples of the universe validating what we should talk about today. Should we say, show me a sign? Show me a sign.
Absolutely. Gosh, one day I got done at school early, and so I said, it's a beautiful day. Maybe I'll go down to the crystal shop on Hilton Head, and I've been getting the signal to work with Labradorite. And so I said, all right, universe, you tell me, should I go to the crystal shop and go get some Labradorite? Pull up to the stop sign, and right in front of me is a license plate from Labrador, Newfoundland, which is where Labradorite comes from.
Okay.
So I went down and I got this beautiful piece of Labradorite.
Nice.
So, and it's what's cool is I kind of was like, hey, that kind of looks like, the outline of the state of Oregon. And so I use it to, with the distance Reiki, connect to my family, and do kind of an energetic check-in with them when I do my meditations and energy healing. Another big sign that I got a brand new phone line for my business, and it's 843-304-7014. Well, 3 and 4 is 7. 7 and 14 is 777. And so that's 28. 843, 8 and 7 is 15. Add 15 to 28, you get 43, which is 7. I did not choose this number. This number was randomly assigned to me, and it is 77777.
And it is. There's you can't dispute that. And for those, oh, come on, Kathryne's just she's looking for it. That's going to show up if you can see something in any, no.
Oh, sure. Sure. But
not like that.
I looked up the meaning of the number 7, the seeker, the thinker, the analyst, the eternal searcher of truth, wisdom, introspection, spiritual awareness, and the desire to understand life's mysteries. Questioning, investigating, uncovering what lies beneath. Does that sound like anybody you know?
Somebody I know.
So, yeah, I mean, and here I am. Constantly in school, constantly learning, constantly questioning, and that's just what I do. So that 777 just kind of confirmed for me that the education that I'm pursuing, both in the aging, in the physiology, and in the energy, is right online with what my clients need.
The 7 resonates for me for a reason. Did I ever tell you the cardiologist story connected to my mom?
No.
I'll make it really quick. So I get a new modem underneath the desk here. This is last year, and I saved $100. Thank you, Mom. And the password, I flip it over, is 4 digits, and it's on the wall right here. 4 digits dash Rose dash 2 digits. Rose, my mom's name. She passed away 6 years ago. And I always ask for signs, make them specific. She does. Every time I move the numbers around, the password for the modem ends in 527. The numbers in front of that all add up to either 7 or 11, depending on you move it, 7 or 11. I'm like, what? I don't even know what that is. There's something there. I played him in the lottery, haven't won yet.
Yeah.
I will. I moved it around. Nothing. And I mentioned it to my daughter, and at the time, she's 16. She goes, maybe it's your dad. Interesting. My dad, I wasn't super close with him. He passed suddenly from a heart attack when I was 21. And I didn't even think of it, but then I was like, oh, wait a minute. He passed on 7/11. So I'm thinking, mom is telling me to go to the cardiologist. There's a reason. So I make an appointment, go to the cardiologist. In the end, everything was okay. Little thing here to watch, little thing there, all good. But here's the cherry on top of the story. When I walked into the cardiologist, the woman at the intake window, the first person you see, she's wearing a shirt with her name, and it was Rose.
Oh, wow.
7-Eleven, Rose, the password. You can be a skeptic and punch holes in anything. Oh, come on, Steve. No. Yeah, there's too many. There's too. And I don't even call them coincidences. There's too many things going on there for me to say that was meant, and that's just one of a ton. I could write a book about all the things that I get from her, and they're very specific. But if I wasn't paying attention, I would miss all of that, just
Yeah,
like all of us, right?
absolutely. The key is to listen.
Yeah, and be open to it. And
Hmm.
and if you and butterfly goes by or you find a penny heads up and that supports you, then wonderful. I need specifics.
Yeah.
I gotta see real deep stuff. Otherwise, I'm like, okay, whatever. I get it.
Hmm.
It's cool though, isn't it?
It's amazing. Like I talked to you last time about the praying mantis. I didn't even know the praying mantis
Uh,
existed in America. I thought they were like in Indonesia or something. And here's this praying mantis sitting on my car when I asked, "Is it time to do Reiki?" And it said, "Yes, the praying mantis is the animal totem of Reiki masters." That was a solid yes from the universe. And
mm,
it could be just all kinds of just random numbers popping up, random signs, just crazy things like that. If you have a question, fine, just go ahead and ask. Just go ahead and ask. I call them bumpers, like in the when you're playing pinball, the
hmm
little flipper that keeps you from going down the hole.
sure.
So go ahead and ask, and that little bumper will come up, and then it'll just kind of help to keep you on your path. And follow and be true to your path. The more, like I said, the more that you fight it, the more depression and anxiety just because you're just climbing an uphill battle. And it's really, really hard. You're Sisyphus, right? And so it just makes life so much harder. But
Mm,
it is so hard to find your path. And that comes with asking the questions and looking and then listening, waiting and listening for the signs. Sometimes it takes forever. When I was a little kid, hey, I was just enamored with Barbie's dream car, that little pink Corvette. I said, someday I'm going to have a purple sports car.
mm.
Well, my little Volkswagen had reached its limits. Down here in South Carolina, little black Volkswagen, black leather seats, busted air conditioning, and the windows stuck shut. It was time for it to go. Sure enough, that day I went and traded it in. Somebody had just earlier that day traded in a limited edition black cherry metallic purple Mazda RX-8. That baby was mine.
What are the chances of that? I
Yeah.
mean, there you go. Um, where are these signs coming from? Like I'm attributing the few specific ones from my mom, but I ask for them. I say, Mom, send me a sign, or if it's been a while, just show me some reassurance. Just let me know that everything is good here. Um, and most times I get them, but where are they coming from? Just
I
universe?
I think universal consciousness, really. I think also soul contracts. I do believe in soul contracts.
Hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar with that theory that, oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
That
I,
we
there are people that can look into your soul contract, the Akashic records, et cetera, et
right.
cetera. Um, I haven't done that yet, so I don't know what is contained in thy soul contract for me. But yeah, I don't know. Do you feel that you know what's in yours?
Yes. Yeah. From an early age. I when I do Reiki, I kind of Robin Williams' voice pops into my head that I love the movie Aladdin. That has been so close to me all my life when he says, phenomenal cosmic power, itty bitty living space. And that's the way I see Reiki is phenomenal cosmic power, and every single individual is itty bitty living space.
Hmm.
But when I was two, my grandparents went to Turkey. And so I grew, would go to visit their home and they had a carpet from Turkey, one from India, and one from China. The ones from India and China were beautiful, but the one from Turkey was magical to me. In third grade, I did my country report on Turkey and lived with a wonderful family. And then years later, ended up moving down to South Carolina, got on Facebook, found my Turkish host sister, said, "Where are you? What are you doing?" She says, "I live in Savannah." And so I had moved 3,000 miles east, she moved 5,000 miles west, and we ended up basically neighbors, completely unbeknownst. So definitely life path to connect us, soul contract that we were meant to be sisters, even though from a totally, obviously different family biologically. So
Wow. Wow.
the messages, you just follow the messages. For me, it was that magic carpet that was the message that was part of my life path.
Mm. We can all get messages, we can all get sign signals, right? It's you don't have to have high levels of intuition. Sometimes some get more than others. Is it really just come down to awareness and paying attention?
Absolutely. I mean, everything about awareness and paying attention. I can get into the biologic aspects of, recruiting neurons and increasing the vibrational frequency because our whole nervous system is energy. And so the more neurons that you increase, you're focusing on that one issue, like we were talking about last time when you were seeking clarity on an issue and you got the Reiki, and then there was the clarity you needed.
I never thought, let's go over that again, because I never actually figured out what happened. And that's not the first time I've had Reiki and had clarity. Like it's what I was trying to figure out was just so clear. What's actually going on there?
It's just because you're shutting off the rest of your senses. We take in information constantly with all of our senses. So vision, hearing, taste, smell, touch, and other senses that are constantly competing for our attention. So once you can shut down if you need to just focus on an emotion, shut down everything so you're back into the limbic system connecting with those neurons that were recruited for that issue, and then that's what it is. You're just shutting things down. That's why we have such a difficult time multitasking. If you think about it, if you are solely focused on one task, you can get it done. But if you're multitasking, you're collecting, neurons on different subjects. So I equate that one to, if you're multitasking, it's like you're punching the preset buttons on the radio. You're never quite finishing the song, so you end up with this mix of like three songs that usually don't go together. Like, I don't know, suddenly at the end of the day, you hear, I don't know, Aerosmith singing Bohemian Rhapsody to bagpipes. And so none of it works. So that's why staying singularly focused and just doing one project at a time, it's that you can get it done easier and more effectively.
Thank you for explaining that, because I always wondered what's going on there, and it makes perfect sense where you're sending your energy in all different directions, and we do it on a daily basis, not even just
Yeah.
multitasking, but energy going here, going there. It's almost like, spreading butter on toast where you spread it so thin you don't even taste it anymore, as opposed to just one section where it's kind of concentrated. And that's the clarity
Mhm.
that you get from Reiki, where it's there's concentration there. You can concentrate.
Yeah. Yes, yes. And to get the signs, you need to focus on the question and come up
Mm.
with the right question too. Because, one of my favorite books, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the answer to life, the universe, and everything is 42. Well, what's the question?
Hmm.
So,
You know, my question here, and we're almost out of time. Um, Many of us might feel weird about knowing what to say. And like, for example, I believe many people, if you believe in religion, a God or whatever, don't even know how to pray. I don't know how to do it. I don't even know how to connect with, a higher being. I'm not really sure. And then you don't. Is there a way over another way of asking for signs and how to do it?
I think it's personal. I think it's deeply personal. I think it has to do with your paradigm because if you are coming from a Muslim tradition, your questions are going to be different than from a Christian tradition, from a Jewish tradition, from a Hindu, Buddhist, even animist or atheist tradition. But everybody, regardless of tradition, has the energetic capabilities to connect.
Sure.
So it's just, again, shut out the nonsense and ask the question. And sometimes the question is right. Sometimes, there's that joke about the guy who's drowning and he says, dear God, send me, save me. And he sends the boat and he says, no, I'm waiting for God to save me. And then he sends the helicopter. He says, no, I'm waiting for God to save me. He drowns. He goes up, he sees God. He says, well, what more did you want? I was trying to save you with the boat and the helicopter, but
He didn't
so,
see it.
you know,
He didn't see it.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I said this last time. I'm going to say it again. I had no idea you run this deep in terms of energy. I always looked at you so proficient as a licensed massage therapist, running deep there in all different types of massage. And then we get to this energy thing. Fantastic. And this is, I've deeply figured this out in the last 5 years, but back to the universe again. I was involved in this for 30 years. 30 years working with psychics, starting a metaphysical website with one famous psychic, and these things called Reiki and chakra and tarot. I'll be honest, I really didn't know what it was. I was helping to market it, and I had an idea, but until I jumped, I was dipping my toe in that water, until I took a plunge into it, then it all came clear, and then things changed. Understanding and things showing up and seeing the signs and all of this. If somebody's looking to learn more, make sense of it, even get a Reiki session, get clarity, feel better, feel lighter. Certainly if you're in Hilton Head area, the massage thing, you're there. But how do we find you overall? I mean, a lot of this can be done virtually outside of massage.
Sure, absolutely. Distance Reiki is incredibly powerful healing. And that can be found at Innovaetas.com, Innovaetas.com, or my new cell phone number, 843-304-7014.
Just think 77777. I mean this when I say it. Your energy is amazing. Your positivity is just, I don't think it can get any higher. And thank you. It feels good. You know what's so funny? I just looked down as I said that, and this has been here for years, and I don't even know it's here. I don't even know it's here. It's a mouse pad, and the mouse pad says, stay positive, be happy, live free. And I just used the word positive, looked down and saw it in describing you.
There you go.
I swear, this has been here. I don't even look at it. I'm looking here. See the signs. Look for them. Ask for them.
See the sign.
Thank you so much for being here today, Kathryne. Really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.